Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. This video is on the new moon in Aries, which is happening on the 11th or 12th of April, depending where in the world you are. For most of us it's happening on the 12th of April, but if you're in the United States, it will be happening later on in the 11th of April. So this is the first new moon of the astrological new year, so it's very important. It is our new beginning. And luckily enough for all of us, this is happening at a very auspicious time because this new moon is going to be in harmony with Jupiter being the planet of good luck and good fortune. Now, the ruler of this new moon, which is Mars, is currently in Gemini, and that is going to be trining Jupiter in Aquarius. Doubly lucky. So this is a new start, a new beginning, and it's based on all things Aries. So that is bravery, that is courage, and that is a pioneering spirit to start something new. Especially in areas where you have felt quite stuck or quite stagnant for quite some time. In fact, this new moon is as interesting as the second half of the month, when we're going to be having a lot of conjunctions in the Taurus energy with Uranus, which is about liberation. It's about fresh starts as well. So this is a very important new month for becoming unstuck, for moving forward. So the Aries new moon itself, it's going to be happening, as I say, around the 11th or the 12th of April. And if you have anything in 20 degrees onward of Aries or the cardinal signs, those points in your chart may be hit, and you may notice some change there, some area for a new beginning, or you can even tell what type of themes might be starting for you. But depending on the house that this falls into for you, and I will get into each of the zodiac signs in a little bit, this new moon is going to be a fresh start in whatever area matters most to you, and particularly where you felt stuck. So the new moon itself and the sun in Aries are going to be conjunct. That marks the new beginning point. And fortune favors the brave with this because Jupiter is in positive alignment with the Aries energy. Now, Mercury and Venus are also going to be Aries at this time, conjunct this new moon. So there's a lot of love, there's a lot of support for this new start, and there's a lot of courage in our convictions, courage in what we want to say. So because the ruler of Aries is Mars, the ruler of this new moon is Mars, and it's in Gemini. So Mars going through Gemini has given us a lot of energy to discuss, energy to put our point of view across, energy to work with our communications, for some people with their neighbours, with their immediate society, with their siblings. You can also have felt tension in these areas because it's Mars. And Gemini is an energy associated a lot with social media, so people may have felt particularly charged online. But this is going to be in positive alignment with Jupiter in Aquarius, which is very much to do with wider social settings, social society. So it's likely around this time, particularly because Saturn in Aquarius is going to be trining the true node in Gemini, that there could be some liftings of restrictions for many people, particularly socially. So that is something that many can look forward to. Obviously that's not going to be the case everywhere, but there is going to be a little bit of a lift in areas for all of us that have become stuck. And so the good fortune associated with Jupiter, because it's trining Mars, requires action to get it. So when Mars and Jupiter trine around a new moon, it means that what we start, we will have more stamina to finish. We will have more stamina to work with, to complete, and also to be optimistic about what it is that we begin at this time. Another really beautiful thing about the Aries energy is that sometimes people forget that Aries is an energy that can actually be quite shy. I don't know if you've ever encountered a younger Aries, a child or a baby. They can actually be, especially Aries sun or moon, they can be really very shy or really very temperamental as an energy as a child. But the shyness can come through with Aries because Aries is the ram, and that can be associated with the sheep. So there can be a little bit of shyness, and there can be some inhibitions. And so with this new moon, you may find that for a lot of you, because of Mars, and Mars giving a supportive energy with the air energy, you may find that you actually overcome some area in your life where you've not felt brave before, where you've really felt very scared, you've really felt very timid, and it stopped you going forward, it stopped you moving forward, it stopped you taking action, and in some cases it stopped you pursuing what it is that you wanted. You know, you could have made a lot of excuses for not wanting to do it, but at the end of the day it was fear, it was inhibition, or it was just feeling timid. And it could be to do with the fact that maybe you felt you didn't have the personal qualities, because Aries is the first house and it's to do with our image, right? And so this new moon is your new start to be brave. And any new beginning that you take around this time that is based from a place of courage, or a place of self-acceptance, or a place of bravery in any of its forms, you will find a lot of success. So if there's something that you really want around this new moon, every new moon I say in these videos, set your intentions. So just to recap what that means, maybe light a candle, hold a crystal, write down what it is that you want to manifest in present tense so that you can feel the energy. You know, you can feel as if you're there, you're planting this seed. That is how you manifest in a new moon, and then you just give it up. With this new moon, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, likely everything could happen quite quickly. So you could try and manifest something and then the next steps begin relatively soon after, and you just have to put the momentum and the energy into carrying it forward. So it is a beautiful new moon to begin anything. It really is. It really is very auspicious. And as I say, if you've been shy or backward or timid about any of these things, this is a wonderful new moon to start, especially before Mars then shifts into Cancer, which can be a tricky one to navigate, you know. So great new moon to get started with all of the things that you want to conquer for yourself, because Aries is the warrior. You know, what battles do you fight within yourself on a day-to-day basis? What is it that you're grappling with most at the moment? That could be a big clue in terms of what it is that you have to overcome, or you have to say, I'm starting over here. I'm going to take a different approach to this. And I do recommend with any Aries transits or first house transits, make sure you're doing it with a place of self-confidence, and that can be met, if you're struggling with that, through affirmations of self, who you want to be. Use the Aries phrase I am, and then say what it is that you want to be, as if you already are. So I'm going to draw some cards for this, and then I'm going to get into the individual zodiac signs and see what the cards have to say about this new moon. Okay, so let's have a little look and see what the cards have to say, because we have the astrology. It's very simplistic. It's very straightforward. It knows what it wants. It knows what it wants us to do. And let's see if the cards have any additional input. Ten of Wands. That's interesting. The Ten of Wands is when we have been carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders. It's when we have been carrying burdens. We've been carrying energetic burdens, physical burdens. We've been carrying metaphorical loads on our mind and our heart and our soul. And so when the Ten of Wands comes up, it's a sign that something needs to change. It's a sign that we need to set down some of those wands and travel a little bit lighter. And that's what Aries energy is. It's about traveling that little bit lighter, having that fresh born again sense, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It is the newborn. And the beautiful thing, I think, about Aries energy in general is that they have this way, and the season has this way of wanting to start fresh, wanting to start clean, wanting to start again, wanting to move beyond what we've been carrying to this point, wanting to see the world with fresh eyes and a fresh perspective. And I think that's a really beautiful thing. I think it's my favorite thing about the Aries season. It's my favorite thing about Aries energy, is their ability to just try again, their ability to just start afresh, and that warrior mentality. And you know, even Aries in its freshest sense is still the warrior. It still carries those battle wounds, but it still tries again, and it still gets up every morning and tries again. And so in some areas of our lives, maybe we've been scared to start again, maybe we've been scared to start over, maybe even in the same area, maybe even in the same category, whatever that means for you. But starting over, it can be a scary thing, and it can have those battle wounds, those battle scars. But it's knowing that with a little bit of bravery and a little bit of a courageous attitude, we can still, Queen of Cups, master our emotions and lead with the heart. It's all about leading with the heart. It's all about leading with love. I mean, this new moon is in support with Venus. It's connected with Venus. It's connected with Mercury. So it's leading with the heart and the mind, interestingly. It's very aligned. It's very much a new moon where you'll know what you want. And if you don't right now, you will know. You'll know what you want. You'll know what you want with your head, Knight of Wands, your heart and your spirit. The Knight of Wands is all about adventure. And so these as a 3. 10 of Wands, Queen of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. Letting go of the heavy load that you've been carrying, the stresses where you felt stuck, where you felt weighed down. This is that energetic shift. It's an energetic unloading of certain barriers, certain obstacles, certain weight in your life. And for a lot of you with the Queen of Cups, it's about listening to your heart and taking that adventure. The Knight of Wands is all about adventure. It's about being free. He's about being brave. And not always emotionally brave. Sometimes the Knight of Wands is known to run from his feelings, but with the Queen of Cups, it's about staying connected to your feelings and taking an adventure of the heart. So that doesn't have to be romantic. That can be to do with making new friends. It can be taking a risk on yourself, betting on yourself, trusting yourself. Big theme about this new moon, trusting yourself and trusting your inner emotional compass in taking that next adventure and taking that next step. And I think in terms of the global climate, adventure is a tricky word because people can't venture too far in a lot of cases. You know, travel is still something that is tricky. But maybe this Knight of Wands, maybe this Aries new moon is an omen that is something that is starting to open up again, hopefully. But it does seem to mean a metaphorical adventure, at least. Something to do with your heart, letting go of a lot of heaviness, a lot of weight, and being able to go into the next chapter with your mind, Mercury, your heart, Venus. And thanks to Jupiter and Mars, luck is on your side and you have the stamina to see it through. So trust yourself. I'm going to get into what this means for each of the zodiac signs. I will link the timestamps below and I will see you guys there. Hi Aries, and welcome to the new moon in your sign. So Aries, this is quite a limitless moment for you. It's a fresh start, a really fresh start, especially in terms of your image and how you define yourself. So who you know yourself to be may be undergoing a little bit of a change at this time. And thanks to Venus, this is a really wonderful time for you to get a new haircut, a new wardrobe, invest in physical care products, beauty products, perfumes, aftershaves, clothes. If you're getting clothes around this time, it's really going to be a very good fit for you. And it's going to be a really good fit for your personality. You're really getting to know your interests more at this point as well. And because of the beautiful alignment between the 11th and 3rd house for you, it's going to invite a lot of wonderful conversations about the future for you. Talking about your goals, your aspirations, what you see happening in the next year, what you see happening before your next birthday. And it's also about making plans or a short trip with friendships. So you may be traveling to see friends, you might be able to socialize with people in your circle, and you might also be deciding that you want to give a voice to people that need it. With the 3rd house and the 11th house, you could be getting involved in something charitable. You will find around this time that there's a lot of emails, so a lot of people could be sending you messages around this new moon. People could be reaching out to you. People could be sending you well with wishes, especially if it's your birthday around this time. The only tension going on is that your energy is kind of squaring off with Pluto in Capricorn, and it's in your 10th house. So this could be a little bit of a power struggle or just a lot of top-down orders to you at the moment that you would rather not be dealing with. You kind of just want to enjoy your own personal interests and you don't really want to be told what to do at this time. So there could be a little bit of a clash, even if it's just energetic, even if it's just something occurring within you with authority figures, your boss, your work, that type of thing. But this is a fantastic new moon to set your intentions for the next year and really look into your aspirations, your goals, and do something for yourself. Just do something for yourself that you will really benefit from, something that will make you feel really happy and invest in you. So that is what I have for you, Aries. Have a beautiful new moon, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Hi, Taurus. How you doing? A lot of 12th house energy going on for you, so I'm just going to be quite sensitive with you, I think. 12th house transits can be a lot. So we'll have a lot of energy in your 12th house. We are gearing up to your season, and you're going to feel such a energy whenever Venus starts moving into your sign in about a week's time from when I'm filming this. So stay steady. You know, you're good at that. Stay steady, stay present, focus on meditation, focus on mindfulness, focus on dream journaling, especially if you're having any weird dreams around this time. Because it's a new moon in the 12th house, I want to say this. If you notice that there's some area in your life where you're experiencing past trauma or past fears or past hurts, you know, this is particularly true for Taurus rising. Or if there's something within you that you feel you need to explore, just this kind of itch that you can't quite ignore, there's kind of a sign, a symbol for you that's coming up. This is a beautiful new moon to start a healing process, you know, whether that's Reiki or therapy or EMDR or anything that can process some built up tension for you. This is a wonderful new moon to start. This is a very lucky time for you to heal, and doing a good bit of healing will really help you before the end of the month when we move into your season. So journal, write down, let your emotions come up. If you need to cry, cry. Maybe set a better self-care routine in this new moon for you. And if you work in a healing profession in any capacity, this is a beautiful new time for you to make a new start in some capacity. Maybe you're a doctor, or maybe you're a nurse, or maybe you're a Reiki practitioner, or anything like this. If you're any of those healing categories, this is a new moon where you could get some recognition for it. So I want to talk about that. Mars is in your second house. That's to do with your money, that's to do with your skills, that's to do with your income, and it's going to be connecting with a positive alignment to Jupiter. Now Jupiter's in your 10th house, if you didn't know. So with you, through all the horoscopes, we're really trying to smash through that self-limiting belief, that imposter syndrome. You deserve some recognition for the work you do, as I say, especially if it's to do with healing. And there is going to be around this new moon, I think, a beginning or recognition for the job that you've done, the job that you do. Or you may feel that if you're beginning some kind of healing routine, you will see your money and your career success improve dramatically. The more you heal yourself, the more you work through some deep stuff, the more it just shows in your life, and the more it shows in your money, because Mars and Gemini is saying, Taurus, know your worth, know your value, know your contribution, know what you offer. Really know that. And the thing about the Aries energy, the 12th house, is that it's having a little bit of tension with your 9th house, which is to do with higher education, it's to do with growth. So some of you may feel like you're not mentally or emotionally in a place to deal with conversations surrounding religion, philosophy, higher education, university, college, or you might just not want to engage with those things at this time. The more you look inward and work on healing yourself, the better everything else will be. Just focus on healing yourself first and foremost, and the rest will fall into place. So that is what I have for you, Taurus, and I'll talk to you soon. Hi Gemini, so this new moon in Aries is happening for you in your 11th house. So this is a wishing moon. The 11th house is to do with aspirations, it's to do with long-term goals, it's to do with wish fulfillment, and it's in positive alignment with Jupiter in Aquarius, your 9th house of travel, higher self, higher ideals, philosophy, that kind of thing. And that's in alignment with Mars in your sign. So this is a really, really good time for you to make a wish, to set a wish, to set an aspiration, to be brave in going after the things that you really want. You know, the things that you feel are, maybe you have felt were above you. So in that sense, sometimes when we think something is too lofty an ambition or too lofty an ideal, we don't connect with it energetically. We don't really put it in our this could happen pile, right? Sometimes people don't put it on their their vision board. But for you, this is a time when you can actually really tune into the unrealistic energy, you know, where you start to say, well, why couldn't I have this? You start to see the higher perspective, you start to tap into your higher self. And in many ways, I think this new moon is quite detached for you. I think you kind of detach from the things that you really want, but you connect with them at the same time. It's kind of that it's that process with the air sign manifestation. You have this vision in your mind, but you're not necessarily so overwhelmed by it at this time, and then it happens for you so much easier. And so this is a time for you when you can really tap into that vision board in your head. You can make new friends, you can make new acquaintances, you could be manifesting new connections around this time. You could also be finding that your positivity, your higher self is showing in your physical body, it's showing in your face. You're looking really good because you're feeling good, you're feeling in alignment, you're feeling adventurous, you're feeling playful, all these different things. And so it's so much easier for you around this new moon to get what you want, to set that intention for that Lamborghini or whatever it is that has felt like a big dream. You're kind of more brave in going after what it is that you want, or at least coming to terms with how you're going to get it, you know, making a plan. This is a beautiful social new moon for you if you want to make new friends, if you want to make new acquaintances. You could actually be connecting with people around this time that can help you fulfill your goals in some way, and this is a really beautiful time to get those wishes going, because when we move into Taurus season, you're going to become a little bit more introverted, a little bit more withdrawn, and you're going to be healing some stuff too. So enjoy this new moon and really get that good energy out there. Talk to people. People might actually have some really good connections for you, or some really good information that could help you get to where you want to go. So that is what I have for you, Gemini. Take care. Hi Cancer, this is your part of the Aries new moon. So this new moon is happening for you in your 10th house, which is to do with power, it's to do with social status, it's to do with your career. And this is a really interesting new moon for you because there could be a new start in terms of that recognition, in terms of that career success. And you may be finding, Cancer, that you want to start a new project, you want to start a new phase in your career. You could be moving into something more senior, you could be hitting a specific milestone. Whatever this is, it's telling you that you have some capacity to progress in your career, to get more status by healing something internally. And the reason that I say that is because Mars is in your 12th house, and it's connecting in a harmonious aspect, a trine to Jupiter in your 8th. Now, your 8th house is to do with psychological breakthrough. Your 12th house is to do with the subconscious. And so Mars has been rummaging around in there, throwing stuff around, irking you, remembering things that upset you, that irritated you, that made you annoyed, that kind of thing. And it's now aligning in a beautiful way with Jupiter. And Jupiter's in your 8th house of psychological breakthrough. So this new moon offers you some kind of release in terms of how you feel about status, how you feel about your career, how you feel about your worth, and maybe where you have in your career been too secretive about your intentions, or maybe you have felt a lot of power struggles going on at this time, and this new moon is a positive new start to work through that energy rather than feeling really frustrated by it. So what I would say for you is this new moon is a wonderful time to set your intentions, especially in terms of being a boss, being self-employed, sole trader, entrepreneur, being a manager, any of these things, defining your relationship with power and being brave in going for it if that's something that you want, but also feeling really confident about your ability to lead, your ability to manage, and your ability to be self-sufficient. So if you're finding around this time that you notice with Mars in your 12th house and Jupiter in the 8th house that you're having some serious aha moments in terms of your work, in terms of your purpose, just lean with that, just go with that. It could actually be really beneficial for you in terms of your career because you are getting support from financial connections thanks to Jupiter, and you're also getting support from your subconscious, you know, from deep down within, this little voice that says you can do it. So lean into that you can do it attitude, Cancer, and go for gold in terms of your career. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Leo, and welcome to your segment on the new moon in Aries. So Leo, this is fellow fire sign energy, something you'll feel really very comfortable with. You've not been experiencing this fire sign energy since December, so it's been a while, and I think we could all use a little bit of heat, a little bit of warmth. So for you, this is happening in a sector that's very much to do with higher education. It's to do with university, it's to do with college, if those areas are something that you're interested in or you're looking into. It's also to do with our personal philosophy, what we believe to be true, what we define as the bigger picture, the higher self, as it were, seeing above all the fine details. So this is a wonderful new moon for you to begin a course, to start learning something, to travel if you can, to learn about different cultures, and to see how much you've grown or figure out areas where you want to grow. This new moon is getting positive support from Mars in your wish fulfillment sector, your aspiration sector, which is connecting with your partnership sector. So for a lot of you, this could relate to relationships that could potentially have very different backgrounds, very different religious backgrounds, very different culture, that type of thing. Or it could be that you are going to be working client-based with people who are further afield, further abroad. Or a lot of you could be doing group projects, working with a partner on some kind of long-term goal aspiration, or working with a group on a goal or aspiration. So for you, this really is a new moon where you can be very optimistic about the future. You can also see connections for where they can be helpful. And that's not about using people, but people can be offering you a lot of help. You know, Mars in the 11th house, it can lead to some friction in friendships at times, but this is going to be aligning with your partnership sector. For some of you, you may be introducing a partner to friends or vice versa. You may be meeting somebody online if you're single. You may be focused on the bigger picture in general. So whatever it is that you're going to be setting an intention for, Leo, it's going to be very higher self based. You're going to want the best for yourself, and you're going to want the best for everyone else. And the more you lean into that, wanting the best for everyone else, the better it's going to feel for you, and the easier your goals are going to be to meet. So that is what I have for you, Leo, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Virgo, and welcome to the Aries new moon. So for you, this is happening in your 8th house. This is quite a sensitive area for you. It's to do though with psychological breakthroughs. This is where you have your aha moment that we talked about in the general horoscope. So for you, this new moon is a wonderful new moon to let something go, to transform something psychologically, to understand it, to unpack it, and to really begin a process of turning the mystery inward rather than turning the mystery outward. 8th house energy can notoriously make an individual, either by placement or by transits, kind of suspicious or kind of paranoid. And this new moon is not about that. It's about figuring out yourself. So unpacking an issue that has been plaguing you for quite a long time, you may find that this is your breakthrough moment where you can bravely get into the nitty-gritty of some kind of attachment issue, some kind of attachment trauma, some kind of triggering event. You're really getting the bravery to combat it, to change it, to work through it. And that's really very impressive. It's really something that takes a lot of bravery. But seeing as, you know, for you, the 8th house is Aries, you're actually a lot braver than people think, especially Virgo rising. So if you want to work through something that feels otherwise quite scary or otherwise quite unsettling, this is the new moon to commit to it. With whatever process works for you, provided it's healthy. So Mars is going to be in Gemini, and it's trining Jupiter. Now Jupiter is in your work sector, your day-to-day work, your day-to-day routine, your health. So those areas are getting a bit of a boost with this new moon, a bit of a blessing. And Mars is in Gemini, which is your 10th house of social recognition and status. So you may be finding around this time you're venturing into a new contract. There could be a pay rise, there could be a tax rebate, there could be financial backing, you could be getting a loan, you could have a lot of people on your side, and you could actually be attracting into your life, Virgo, a lot of ride or die people. You know, 8th house energy is notorious for really, really strong loyalty, but it's also sometimes where we can have to let go of people that don't fit that arena. So you could be distancing yourself from people that are a little bit unhelpful. to your growth, to your journey, to your progress, really, because you're going to be very determined at this new moon to get to the root of an issue or get to the root of a problem and overcome it. It's a phoenix moment for you, this new moon. It's a real phoenix moment, rising from the ashes, overcoming something that's troubled you. And it's a bit of a hero moment as well. So I hope you have a wonderful new moon, Virgo, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Libra, and welcome to this video on the Aries new moon for your sign. So Libra, this is in your partnership sector. That can be to do with romantic partner, or it can be to do with clients, business partners, the law, that type of thing. So this new moon for you is going to be a new start in terms of partnerships, in terms of relationships. It's going to be in positive alignment with Jupiter, which is in your 5th house of true love and romance and all things beautiful. So it's very creative as well. So you're going to be in a very creative space with this energy. Now, the thing about this is that Mars is in your 9th house, which is to do with higher travel, higher education, travel, the higher self, the higher perspective. And that is also in alignment with your 5th house and your 7th house. So your new relationship, if you're attracting a new relationship or you're manifesting a new relationship, I think for you it's going to have to be a meeting of minds. You're going to have to be on a similar page in terms of philosophy, in terms of religion, maybe politics, or at least have a healthy debate, be able to debate these things. They're kind of a theme that's going on with your new relationship that you're manifesting, if that's something you want to do. If you're in a current relationship, you may find that you're making plans to travel, you're making plans to explore, or you're making plans to learn something together. You know, maybe learn something that really enhances your senses. Maybe you're learning cooking, maybe you're learning to so maybe you're learning a language together. That's something that could actually be very romantic for a lot of Libras. So this new moon really is ushering in new partnerships. Now, if you're not interested in a partnership of a romantic sense, it could be calling in more clients if you work on a one-on-one client base. And because of Mars being in your 9th house, they could be on a global basis. You could be attracting more clients from overseas, more work opportunities even from overseas. And you may be finding in general, Libra, that you're just braver and you're ready to go after what it is that you want. For a lot of you, you're going to be leaving behind past relationship trauma, past attachment trauma. You're going to finally get over an ex, if that's what it is that is holding you back, and you're making space for more partnership, more equality, more balance, and more love in your life in general, Libra. So this is a really beautiful new moon for you, and I'm happy for you guys. So I will talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Scorpio, so welcome to this segment on the new moon in Aries for your sign. So Scorpio, this new moon is falling in your 6th house. Now that is to do with health, it's to do with service, it's to do with your day-to-day work. So you may find yourself at this time beginning a new job, beginning a new routine. You may find yourself cleaning, you may find yourself decluttering, you may find yourself engaging in more health-based practices, doing more things for your body, doing more things for your physical well-being, and you may also be more pedantic in terms of your schedule. All of these things are going to benefit you. The more you can commit to a routine or some kind of practice that's good for your health, your body, the better the benefits will be. So this new moon, because Mars is in your 8th house, and Mars is very happy in your 8th house, it's going to be trining Jupiter in your 4th house. So for some of you, this could be beginning a process of becoming more committed in a relationship, joining finances, getting a home together, saving for a home together. It could be that you are investing in your home. It could be that you are remortgaging a home. It could be that you are getting some kind of tax rebate as well. All these different areas are going to be highlighted at this time, and there's going to be a lot of luck in terms of your family and in terms of your working from home environment if you have that. A lot of you could be starting a new job with more time at home. Or balancing your schedule to make more time for your family. But the more that you can commit to your health and your well-being, the better it is in general for you, and the better it is in general for your family. And also in terms of the 8th house and the 4th house, because they're very emotional places for you. You know, air energy for you is to do with your emotional houses. some of you with Mars being in your 8th house could finally be cracking something for yourself based on your past. You could be finding that this new moon you commit to a wellness routine, maybe yoga, maybe meditation, maybe Reiki, that really unlocks a bit of attachment trauma or a bit of trauma from the past, with that Mars being in your sector of psychological breakthroughs and it harmonizing with your sector of the past, of your home, of your upbringing. Some of you could really be committing to a practice around this time that releases you from that. You know, you're beginning something bravely, a new chapter bravely, and you may have noticed that some of your past experiences have stopped you going for gold in terms of your work. Or in terms of your physical body, and you're going to be really re-energized at this time. You're going to be looking good, feeling good, and you're going to be doing what's best for you, and that's going to show up for you, Scorpio. So that is what I have for you. I hope you have a beautiful new moon, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Sagittarius, this new moon is happening in your 5th house of true love and romance and creativity, and so this is going to be a really exciting new chapter for you. And when we have a new moon that's so well aspected, especially because it's so well aspected by your 3rd house of communication, you will find that if you're into singing, if you're into writing, if you're into anything where you can use your voice creatively, this is going to be a really beautiful time for you to make something new. So your new start is in terms of love. It's also in terms of children. So for those of you that have adult children, or you know, even teenagers or young children, they could be beginning a new chapter in their life. Sagittarius, it's really very exciting for you. If you've grown children, maybe they're getting married, or maybe they are getting engaged, or you know, the adult children in your life could be beginning a new phase just as much as you are in your life. That could be something that happens for you because it's the 5th house, which is to do with your kids, and then it's connected as well to Mars in your 7th house, which is to do with partnerships. So Mars in your sector of partnerships is going to be in harmony with Jupiter in your 3rd house. So if you're married, or if you are in a very stable long-term relationship, there could be a lot of beautiful conversations, a lot of beautiful you know, new beginnings in terms of how you communicate with each other. It could be improving, it could be flowing. Some of you could be reconnecting with siblings where there's been tension. Some of you could be having a really significant heart-to-heart with someone in your life who's really very special to you. And there's a lot of love around this time. It's really blessed for you. There's a lot to celebrate. There's a lot to be excited about. And it marks a new chapter where you can be very brave in matters of the heart. You know, you can flirt, you can date again, you can put your heart on the line. That's where you're taking your risk, if you know what I mean. And that can be creatively as well, Sagittarius. So if you have felt a little bit stuck in any area to do with the heart space, be it creatively, be it romantically, be it concerns about your kids, all of that stuff, this is a new moon where you can really be brave in all things heart-based, in the matters of the heart. And it's a really beautiful one. I have to say, you're really going to like it. It marks a 2-week period where you can really just feel all the good things. You know, it's a new moon in the pleasure zone for you. There's a lot of pleasure, there's a lot of happiness, there's a lot of joy, and it's linked to so many things, you know, your partner, it's linked to your kids, it's linked to your communication, your neighbors, your siblings, all this different stuff. So there's a lot of really social energy coming into, and a lot to be really very excited about. I do feel this new moon is a time where you could get really good news and something that really makes your heart feel happy. So that is what I have for you, Sagittarius, and I'll talk to you soon. Hi Capricorn, and welcome to this new moon in Aries video. So Capricorn, this is a new start in an area that's very much to do with the past. What a contradiction, but bear with me. The new moon for you is going to be happening in terms of the home, okay? So it's going to be a time when you want to invest in the home, you want to spend money in your home thanks to the trine with Jupiter in your income sector, and Mars is in your 6th house, meaning you want to get everything looking good, you want to reorganize your fridge, you want to organize your cupboards, you want everything to be alphabetical, you want everything to be neat, tidy, decluttered, you might be clearing out your space. You might be redecorating, all this different stuff. You might be investing a lot of energy back into your house and your living space. You may also be investing more money into your family in general. So you could be buying things for a newborn or a baby on the way, or you could be getting plants, you could be getting a pet with this new moon. All of this different stuff is coming up for you. But what I will say is this. The fourth house is also where our past has shaped us. So you may find that your breakthrough, the courage, the hero moment for you is in terms of overcoming something that has held you back for quite a while, especially if it's to do with a parent or it's to do with an experience with a parent. So, you know, it could be an attachment issue of some kind with the fourth house. We can see as well in the fourth house sometimes with the new moon where we're becoming like a parent, or where we're acting more like a parent, or looking more like a parent, or it could be a new start for a parental figure in your life. It could be that they're beginning a new chapter, say they're retiring or something like that. And for you, that this is all really very lucky. So because of Jupiter being in Aquarius and it being to do with your money, it being to do with your self-worth, I think a lot of Capricorns are able to put the past behind them by knowing where they deserve better and where they deserve more of their own love, more of their own resources, and also investing in yourself, you know, putting a financial investment into yourself by getting yourself something nice, or by taking a course, or by healing something for yourself, just doing something that's personal to your needs, and something that maybe even you would have really liked as a child. You know, when people get a certain item or something as an adult that they couldn't afford as a child, and then they feel really excited about it, something like that. So yeah, that is what I have for you, Capricorn. I hope you have a beautiful new moon, and I will see you soon. Hi Aquarius, so this new moon is happening for you in your third house, and it is a beautiful new time to commit to communication. It's a beautiful time to write, to journal, to put your voice out there, to work through any blockages you have in terms of communication. You may find that because of the tension between your communication sector and Pluto in your 12th house, that you have had some kind of inhibition, you've had some kind of fear surrounding your voice, some kind of reason where you didn't feel comfortable expressing yourself, asserting your needs, asserting your boundaries, or something like that. And this is your breakthrough moment to overcome it bravely. So putting your voice out there is a big thing for you around this new moon. And it's in harmony with Jupiter in your sign and also Mars in your 5th house. So creatively speaking, you may be able to really put a beautiful creative twist in your words. This is great for songwriters, for singers, for poets, for YouTubers, for anybody that's putting their voice out there. Maybe you're wanting to start a podcast or something like that. This is a wonderful new moon to do so. It is also a wonderful new moon for, my voice. Very fitting. It's a wonderful new moon for anything creative in terms of the voice. So as I say, maybe you're going to start a podcast, maybe you're going to write something, maybe you're going to put your voice out there. You could get a lot of recognition, and you could also have some really interesting conversations around this time. Any conversations or dialogue that begins around this time could have some sort of luck to it. You could get lucky messages, you could hear really good news, that type of thing. So it's a beautiful new moon for you, Aquarius. If you have some good news around that time, let me know what it is in the comments below. Make sure that you're putting your voice out there, you're being heard, and that you're gaining confidence in using your voice and putting your needs forward. And also there could be some interesting conversations or healing with your siblings, or even with your neighbours. Maybe good news surrounding your neighbours. Maybe they move out if you really don't like them. That is all I have for you, Aquarius, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Pisces, so this is a new moon for you that is based on your money and your resources, your income. So it's possible that this new moon could herald a new beginning for you in terms of a financial resource, a new way of making money, a new way of boosting your income in some capacity. Now it's in harmony with Jupiter in your 12th house as well as Mars in your 4th. So you may be investing some of this money into the home. You may be saving for a home. You may be thinking of buying a home. Something to do with the house. You could be investing that money back into your living situation. You could be investing it into your family, something of that capacity. With Jupiter being in the 12th house, there could be a secretive element to this, or it could be that your money is coming from something spiritual. Maybe you're a doctor, maybe you're a healer, maybe you are something that is witchy. You could be making more money from those type of things with this particular new moon. This new moon is asking you, Pisces, to be more confident though. It's asking you to be a bit braver, asking you to have more belief in yourself, more belief in your skills, and to go after something, especially if it's to do with making money, that is a good fit for you and your skill set, and not to sell yourself short, you know, to be confident that you have what it takes to make money or invest your money or something like that, getting more financial resources, becoming more financially aware, that type of thing, because this new moon is connected to Venus, and Venus is about money and it's about possessions and things like that. So this new moon is to do with possessions, to do with money, and to do with your resources. So if you are looking for a new way of making money, this is a wonderful new moon to make it. It's a great time to set some financial manifestations, some financial intentions, and also to commit to learning about money. If there's some stuff that you really don't know, if you feel like you're not totally financially articulate, because Jupiter's in the 12th house, you can really benefit from the unknown. So really putting your energy into discovery, and also maybe healing your relationship with money a little bit thanks to Jupiter. Maybe some of you have been working on that subconsciously, you didn't even realize. You could have been working through money issues in your dreams, the issues you have with money. Obviously you can't go into your dreams and pay your bills, that would be nice, but not yet. But with Mars being in your 4th house, you might want to put more of your money into your house, more into your dream home, for example. So saving your money for something there. If you want to save your money for a dream home, I suggest saving something around this new moon, even if it's just a $5. Just start putting your money towards it, and it will get easier to do so, and you may attract more backing in terms of that. The Aries energy, however, your money sector, is in a little bit of a friction with your 11th house, which is saying to you, you could be finding that you are feeling like you don't quite belong in a work environment, or you're feeling like you don't quite belong with groups of people, or you feel like they don't see your worth or see your value. So as I say, just make sure that you're not selling yourself short in terms of your own personal skill set. And if you don't feel confident where you are and you don't feel supported by people, this might be a good new moon to look into doing something more solo, or look into doing something new. So that is what I have for you, Pisces. I'll see you soon.